everyone. It's Jay.
And I'm Kendra, and you are watching Mood Swings, the podcast.
You doing?
Just, I'm excited about it's finally sweater weather. We're at
Uh-huh.
the beginning of October, and I'm just excited about all things fall. And as a result, I think we should have a super spooky October. What do you think?
I absolutely agree. Now the weather is getting cooler, but it's not. I'm in Vegas, so it's still 90
Yeah.
degrees out here. But you can fake it till you make it, because everybody's having Christmas in July, anyways, right? So,
Right, exactly. Well, I have a sweatshirt on today because we had light showers here today, but out where I am inland, a light shower is like, that's cause for a concern. That's a storm. So I was
oh,
happy to see it. I was like, oh, I'm put a sweatshirt on today. So I got a whole sweatshirt on.
please. Yeah, I'm waiting for that sweater weather,
Sweater
sweater
weather.
weather, that
Sweater weather.
sweater weather. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, well, to go in a company, well, I squeezed my ass back into this little juicy couture velour suit.
Meow.
Meow,
Meow.
meow. And so to go with that, my honey bunny brought this up to me before for today's podcast. This is called A
Ooh.
Lucky Irishman.
A
And so it's
lucky
found,
Irishman. What is
yes.
that?
And I had to look it up just to make sure. It is an ounce of Irish whiskey, which he used Jameson, and then an ounce of Irish cream, and he used Bailey's.
What? I've never
Um,
heard of that.
I
That
have
sounds
never seen.
delicious.
Well, let me just tell you why. I told him, I said, "Oh, because it's gonna be, cooler weather. Can you make me something warm? Like a coffee one
A
or
hot toddy.
a hot girl? I would tell her hot toddy. I might not have made it through the show with a hot toddy, and even because I
Man.
wanted to use my cup. But apparently, he came with this, so that's what I'm drinking today. So,
Okay. All right. That works. I am also drinking a warm drink. I've been drinking whiskey, but I just got some Habiki that I got tonight. And god damn, when I taste like I haven't had any in a little while, and when I tasted it just a minute ago, mm-hmm, it is like a campfire in your it is delicious.
it is
Mm,
heartburn in a bottle.
mm.
But do you remember around episode 4, episode 5, when I was drinking the Hibiki?
I do.
Yeah,
Yes.
so,
Yeah.
Hibiki get you freaky, so I was like, "I can't taste more with that." So, well, let's see what happens with the little Irish Jameson.
Okay. All right. And I'm gonna try that drink too. That sounds really good. It sounds like a good little winter drink.
I'll tell you how it is throughout the show, but let's go ahead and cheers on that. Cheers.
Cheers.
Clink, clink, clink.
Clink, clink, clink. All right. So, in honor of this whole October spooky season, I thought we would go into some creepy shit. What are you thinking?
I am so down. I'm ready for you to give me whatever. I'm ready. I should have brought my damn. Oh, damn it. I should have brought my best friend's blanket. My bestie made. It is. I
Oh,
love it. That's my favorite blanket. And
next
draw.
episode.
Yeah, next episode, I'll be toasted up in that. And I'll show everyone what the blanket looks like. It's so pretty. Thank you so much for my gift, Kendra. All right.
Shucks. Okay. So, I was probably a few years ago, I think during COVID, I ran across something called the Uncanny Valley. Have you ever heard of that before?
Yes, I have heard of the Uncanny Valley, and it is uncannily scary.
It is uncannily scary. So, before I even get into it, I think it's safe to say, can we both just agree that dolls are scary as shit? Like as adults, I don't like doll. When I was a kid, I loved all the dolls, but now a Cabbage Patch, I, I'm dating myself, but they are scary as shit and they're liars, right? Because I feel like if I'm an adult woman in a house and there's a doll, and if I see that mother effer blink, I'm burning the whole damn house down. So I think we can both agree that dolls are liars and they're scary.
They're
Yeah.
scary as shit. I remember I was actually at my cousin Hannah's house, and I was like really young, and I don't know, I had to take a nap or something in one of the bedrooms. So I guess we're all taking naps.
Mm-mm-mm.
But somebody had a 3-foot doll, and we were just standing there. I had to whip that bitch out. I'm just saying, it was some scary shit. I was like, I'm never coming back here again. They got some scary ass dolls in here. But yeah, I don't do dolls like that. But I did want to also say that I went to, I think it was Walmart, and I was going there looking for some pool supplies, and I happened into the kids section, and they still have the My Buddy. which of course I immediately thought of Chucky, and I'm like, why the hell is this even a thing still? Do you remember him?
My buddy, my buddy, wherever I go,
Oh damn,
he goes, my buddy. Yeah, I remember that
my
shit. Hell yeah.
buddy. And then they had
My
Kid
buddy and
Sister,
me.
Kid
Yes, I
Sister.
remember all of
Yeah,
them. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Those
Creepy as
Yeah, we don't need a buddy. We don't need a buddy system. We don't need a sister system. We don't need none of that. We just go
my
ahead
buddy's
and
real.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
real.
that
She
that's
lives in
right.
Vegas.
That's right. And
Yeah.
you know, and then we got the blow up dolls. Those ones are weird.
That's a
But
different kind of creepy.
okay,
We need
sorry,
to have a
sorry.
show
Yeah,
about that soon. But that's a whole different type of creepy.
that
But
is
it
true.
doesn't the point is that dolls can sometimes freak you out, right? And so this is all tying into my uncanny valley stuff. For the listeners who may not be 100% versed in the uncanny valley, it's a term for when something looks almost human but not quite human. It kind
Hmm.
of makes your brain go, that's a demon. Fix
Yep.
it.
Hmm.
Fix it,
Hmm.
Jesus, right? Like that
Yes.
place is the uncanny valley. I say it's between like the zone of creepiness,
Hmm.
cute. Cute's relative. Okay. I'd say it's a zone between a creepy zone and like your worst nightmare. Like that would be the uncanny valley. And you know what? Hold on. I have an actual real definition. So the real definition of the uncanny valley is the dip in our comfort level when we see something that's really close to human, right? But
Hmm.
just off enough to freak us out. So it's like only what I can liken it to is like that robot animation, right? Like the robot
Yes.
looks human. It has like that silicon human type of skin, right? And you see it from afar. You're like, oh, that's a robot. Okay, it's weird, but I'm not really freaked out. Then you get a little closer. And you're like, oh shit, this skin looks real, and I can see all the color and the flesh, and that's looking a little
Hmm.
real. Now you're getting a little taken aback, right? And then you get very close, and then suddenly our brains are like, nope, it's a zombie. Your flight or fight is triggered and you're like, I gotta go. But
Zombie
then,
apocalypse. Hmm.
and that's just when it gets close to human. But then if it crosses over to the human side, then you're back at ease. Like, oh, this is one of us. I recognize her. She's a human being. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes,
So it's like
absolutely.
a middle zone is like where
Yeah.
the uncanny
No, I
valley lives.
Yes, I do absolutely get it. I'm just while I'm doing it, I'm trying to envision it because I'm liking it to I believe it was called AI Robot I Robot with Will Smith.
Okay.
And he
Yes.
was like, remember the robot was accused of murdering someone, uh, and it kind of because I know that obviously the face could look like a robot, but it had that kind of humanistic
Yeah.
characteristics,
Hmm.
which just I was not feeling it. I wasn't feeling the movie at all because I'm like, that's weird shit. So that's why I was just stopping for a second because I was trying to vision that. But yeah, I get
Yeah.
it.
That would be an uncanny valley. So, like when we were growing up in the 80s, robots looked like robots.
Right.
Do you remember the Muppets? And they had that movie that came out. I remember because my kids watched it. And they in the Muppet show, they had this little character called the 80s robot. Do you remember him? And he was cute. He looked really clunky and old school in 80s. And he would carry like out sodas, like tab sodas were being there. That's the robot that I remember. And I like when my robots look like a robot. When they start looking like people I know or I gotta understand what I'm looking at,
Yeah.
that's when it freaks you out. So the
Mhm.
uncanny valley is where like Chucky lives, rent free in my mind,
Right.
and Laura Loomer looking like she's
I can't.
finding a human body to
Oh,
sneak into, right? Like
oh
she's
my
real
god.
life uncanny valley, but I die.
She's an uncanny valley. She is a depth of despair. She's a death valley. Oh God,
Does she
she's
not look
horrible.
like a demon from the underworld looking for a human body to sneak into
Because
and
it's not quite
possess?
fitting in the one that she's currently in. Right, I totally get it. It's like doesn't quite fit that particular body, so now she's like all misshapen and just looks
Right.
like a and just a bitch. I'm just saying. I guess that's what you would say. My God. So,
Right, right.
anyways,
So I think we talked about Furbies on our AI episode where we talked about how, like you feed a Furby or not feed it physically, but like you start talking to the Furby, then
yes,
eventually it starts to learn. It's when you get a Furby, it's gibberish. It's like right? And then
Right.
as you start talking to it more, then it starts learning words, and then it's 3 a.m. in the morning, and it's in your toy box, and you hear it go, "I'm hungry," that type of shit.
Right.
That's
Wait. So I clearly remember you having a Furby
I
back in
did.
like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
like uh, I'm trying to envision which house it was, but I remember specifically you trying to train this thing. You had a hatch and it became this thing, and all of a sudden it's just gone. What where is your Furby at?
I remember, like, what is it? The day after Thanksgiving, standing in a line outside of Walmart
You gotta
for
do Black
hours to
Friday.
get the Furby. Yeah, to get that and a Tickle Me Elmo for my kids, but, I'm old.
Yeah.
But anyways, but
So
yeah, so physically, the Furby was okay because physically it looked like I don't know what it
bird
was, a
or
little monster. Yeah,
unicorn
like
or
a
something.
bird or something. So it wasn't that close uncanniness. But what about those babies? Like there's these these real life my sister used to
Silicone
have one.
babies.
Yes.
Hashtag
Yes.
weirdo. I just came across that because our we have very similar tastes, so our algorithms pretty much match up a lot. So I'm just scrolling through. You set up, but if it's not, then I send it to you, and then we're gonna sync up, okay? Like a menstrual cycle.
You
So we
know I don't
both
like
don't
stuff
have.
on your algorithm and messes mine up because you be on some other stuff,
That's right.
but
And
go
I
ahead.
said, you know what? If I'm down the hole, you going with me. If I'm so I send, bitch, look at it. You better look at that shit. Anyways, I was scrolling through and I thought this was a baby. She's unwrapping this baby, and the baby looks like this, but then the baby doesn't move.
Yeah. But it
But it
has
looks
all
scary.
these like the
Yes,
joints
just
look
big.
all red and yeah.
Yes, yes, and I'm like,
Yes.
no.
But I'm
And
like, go
apparently
ahead.
they weigh about the weight of an actual
Yes.
newborn, like eight,
Yep.
8.5 pounds, something like that.
But
Yeah.
my thing is like, why did they make these hyper realistic baby? Who asked for that? Like, who's trying to give our kids postpartum depression? Like, my daughter's 7 and she has postpartum depression because she's been playing with this fucking baby that's crying and shit. Like, who asked for that?
This
Why
baby
is
got
that
the
a
wolfing
thing?
tongue. Yeah, it's
I
got
gotta take the baby to
RSV.
get vaccines. Like, why is that a thing?
Don't know. I don't. I That's just what.
So,
Because okay, well, if you compare that to a Cabbage Patch doll, okay, we have really moved forward and progressed,
yeah,
right? With technology, but again,
yeah,
I don't think it was necessary to go that far. But look at the
it
graphics
wasn't.
now. Of
Yeah,
of games. It's so realistic, but it still is something that's within. I know it's still 3D, or I don't know if they even make it a 4D, but it's still something
right.
behind a glass that you're protected by. But now you have physically something like an iRobot, or a shark, or my
Oh my
Roomba.
gosh.
Get that Roomba,
I
lazy
mean,
mother.
don't get me wrong. I love me some robots. I love automation. I love anything. I love technology. I love anything that's going to make my life easier. But it
Yes,
doesn't need to have a face and skin. You know what I
yes.
mean? That's not necessary.
It's
So
a
like the
robot.
Roomba,
I'm
the,
so happy with just a robot. That's it.
I'm so happy with just a robot. And the Roomba is
Mhm.
cool because like, on the app you have to name it and all that. So I named mine Benson after the lovable Benson from the 80s that would clean everyone's house. So that's fine. That we can still have fun. I'll name him but he still can look like a robot. But when he's 6 feet tall and has
Right.
a arm span like Michael Jordan, I'm like, he is planning world domination and he's gonna choke me to death in my sleep. I told you, I'm nice to my chat GPT because I don't want one day for her to come back and be like, bitch. You know what I mean? Or remember how I was typing something in chat and you're like, you're using grammar and all? I'm like, yes, because I never want her to come out and be like, this broad is dumb. She doesn't know how to spell. She's not capitalizing. I worry about the robot takeover, which
I think you personally should be worried more about a nutcracker takeover. And them 6 feet nutcrackers you have in your home, that
okay.
part is scary. That's some scary shit. Now you're
And
not scared of that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
uncanny to me too. You
So
got
it's
one that
funny
looks
that you
like
bring
Richard
that up.
Dreyfuss. You got one that looks like
Not
Drew
Richard
Down.
Dreyfuss.
You
Drew
know,
Down. Yes. Yeah.
yeah. So, but
Okay. So for the viewers, I love me some Christmas. And I have lots of nutcrackers that I collect. I collect
just
nutcrackers. And I have some big ones that are like, 6 feet tall, like
big,
for real.
big ones.
And I
Big
have a
ones.
storage room that's full of storage. And
Mm-mm.
E, when she comes here, stays in that room. And she was already having issues with staying there. You're right.
Yes.
I'm not afraid of them because they're not in that uncanny valley. Anyone can look at them and see that they're fake and they're you know what I mean? Like they're not they don't look hyper realistic. So I don't have to be
Yeah.
afraid of them. But also, I am very good to everything in my possession. So when I have it, I'm always like, "Good morning, nutcrackers. You all look great today." You know, like I'm a crazy person. I'm all because I'm not
You're
trying
like,
to.
we won't kill her today. We'll get
You're
her
not
next
going to
time.
kill me. Maybe you might kill someone else, but it won't be
Mhm.
me. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to testify in court against any of you. So if you all
Can
are
I, just,
listening,
can I please just tell you though? I'm halfway done with this. This just hella good. This is
oh,
so
I need to
good.
catch up.
Oh my god, this is so good.
And it has
I
what? Irish cream,
Lucky
or what did you say it
Irishman,
was?
Lucky Irishman, which is Bailey's and Jameson, or
I,
just
f-
an Irish whiskey.
I
So
feel
good.
like Bailey's is. Does Bailey's have dairy in it?
I think so. It's cream, Irish cream.
You know your black ass is lactose intolerant, like all us
No,
black folks.
yo, black ass is done. You do like you milk.
I'm like, I
That's
don't
my
think I should
Asian
be
side to do
drinking
that to
that.
the milk. Yeah, see, there you
And
go.
mixing it with alcohol, girl, bye.
Okay. So now I'm just right. I'm currently enjoying it. Okay, I
Okay.
will call you after the show at about 3 hours and tell you now how it ended up. You know what I'm
When
saying?
when your hubby calls and says, I'm never making her that drink again.
That's right. Like I am never do an Irish lucky, no, an Irish lucky man.
They should what's it called, the drink?
Lucky Irishman.
So they should make the lucky black girl take the dairy out of it,
Uh huh.
keep the whiskey in
The
it,
whiskey.
and put a little bit of that greens pot liquor, a little bit of pot liquor from the greens. Lucky black girl. I just made a whole drink right
Okay,
now.
I think you just did that. Yeah, just a little, and then you just garnish it with a little bit of ham hock, just a little bit Tabasco and ham hock.
Okay.
But
All
back
right.
to
So back to it.
scary
So
stories with K Mac.
okay, uncanny valley things. Okay, so when I was doing my own homework for this show, I was scaring myself because I was pulling up the uncanny valley images and I was like, "Ooh, heebie-jeebies," like instantly. So one thing that they talked about was the 2019 movie Sonic the Hedgehog. When the trailer first hit and the folks that worked on the movie were working with people in what do they call it? A test screening?
Mm-hmm.
The test screening. Sonic had human teeth
Wait,
and they looked very hyper realistic.
wait. When you said Sonic,
Sonic the Hedgehog, the little blue guy.
that's why I just wanted to double check and make sure you're talking about Sonic, the actual head. Because I just watched one of the movies, so I said, so you're saying he has actual teeth, like real looking teeth?
Wait a minute. More importantly, why were you watching Sonic the Hedgehog?
Because my nephew Roberto
Oh, okay. Okay. You get a
and
pass.
his
Say
best
less.
friend Ryan is totally into Sonic the Hedgehog.
I thought I was his best friend.
Yeah, I know, right? It's the Supreme
Birdo.
Seven, and he's really into it. So I started.
Sonic showed up looking like a blue crackhead with human teeth, and the internet bullied them so hard, the actual like producers or whoever worked on the show, the movie, to get rid of him because he was so off-putting and upsetting to audiences because of his human teeth. So the movie folks,
Wow.
they actually resigned him, right? They actually resigned him. I'm sorry, resigned him, redesigned him,
I
and
said,
made
even
him.
God, or something. God had to. Did he get a freaking
He
like
got a severance
a
package.
service pack? Shit, damn.
He got a severance package. They showed him the door. Anyway, so they redesigned him. So basically, this you know what? That's a perfect example of one time cyberbullying actually saved our lives. We didn't have to look at terrifying Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, I'll tell you this: that his teeth looked just as cartoony or just as CGI, but looked appropriate for the cartoon I was watching. Now that damn Ace Ventura, Jim Carrey, now
Jim
that
Carrey.
motherfucker looked crazy in that movie. He made me start thinking he was a little bit of an uncanny valley himself. That I kept
I've
saying,
never seen it. I didn't even
"Oh
realize
God,
that Jim
yeah,
Carrey
he
was
looks
in the
crazy."
movie.
Uh-huh.
Well, okay, so that was like I said, that was the time where people were freaked out because his teeth just looked too damn real. So then I'm thinking about like You know how you see people and they have false teeth? Not even the veneers, but like false teeth.
Yeah.
Those look hyper realistic. And now I'm thinking about they kind of freak me out a little bit. So I get it. I get it.
Well, I think like I don't know if anybody's seen him on Love and Hip Hop. Is Little Scrappy. Now his veneers. Now that's uncanny.
Chiclets.
He got some big chompers. I don't understand. A lot of people
Chiclets.
I've noticed they're all getting those huge veneers, and they look like. Do you remember the teeth in the mask?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I like the big veneers. I want some. I want some big teepuses. All right. So now another thing that we might know from pop culture that cross over to the uncanny valley
Mhm.
is remember the movie Polar Express?
No, because I refuse to watch it because those kids
Why?
are crazy. Nah,
The
I was like, nah.
kids. Yes. So that was another more current, well, I guess it's not as current as Sonic, but another current example of movies that kind of took it too far and crossed over to the Uncanny Valley. So,
I wasn't digging it.
so the 2004 movie, The Polar Express, with our beloved
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, right? That movie.
Mhm.
So when it originally came out, the animators had to keep tweaking the faces of the children because people were going back and saying that the eye reflections, that the lack of reflections or something like that made their eyes look dark
And
and made them look like they
mm,
were dead. But it was so hyper realistic that it looked like they were dead children just kind of walking around on the screen talking and being animated, but they looked like they were dead.
I like those
So,
Coraline issues. Uh-huh.
but well, Coraline, I love Coraline, by the way, but Coraline won't cross over to the uncanny. Well, it's not going to cross over though because she had button eyes. So your brain can look at that and know that's not real. But the way that the Polar Express, the way that animation came out, it was cutting edge at the time and it was still so real looking that it looked like real dead children on the screen and it freaked everyone out.
Including myself. That's why I didn't watch it. I didn't think it was something I wanted to watch during Christmas. You know?
I love the Polar Express, and it was our tradition in our house that we used to watch it every Christmas Eve. And then I guess my kids have just kind of grown out of it. But I what we're watching now is the reanimated version. So I looked online trying to find like the original renderings of what those children look like, and they're not. They've been scrubbed. They were so horrifying that you can't even find any remnants of it. They're gone.
No,
So
are you serious?
I'm serious. They said it was absolutely awful. They said that people that when they were doing the focus group, the people in the focus group became visibly upset by the look of the children on there. Is that crazy?
Um, it is. That you could probably find it on the dark web.
How
I'm
do you
sure.
get on the dark web?
I don't know anything about the dark web.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about it either.
I
Anyway,
don't
so they
want
were
any. I
little,
don't want that on my algorithm.
right, exactly. So they were basically little soulless, little lifeless elf demons that were on the Polar Express, but they've been fixed. And now what you see today is our beloved children's film.
Still scary. So if it's scary to me now, I can't wait to see if I can find one of the original ones. But I do remember all of the news and the hoopla about that. But I just never looked at it because it freaked me out. So I was like, ah,
Yeah.
that's a piece of news that I can deal without.
Yeah. I looked. I wanted to see what they look like so I could scare myself, but I still wanted to see it. So, okay, one more. Another one that I think is pretty popular. I think everyone kind of knows this story a little bit. A beloved movie that is I find so funny that my kids watched and I watched with them and I still love to this day. Shrek.
Oh my gosh. Shrek is good. Yeah, and you're right.
So
Yeah.
Shrek was okay. Shrek
Uh,
when they tested it out, Shrek was fine. What freaked people out was Princess Fiona.
Oh, I thought it
So
would have been Lord Farquaad for sure.
I mean, Lord Farquaad too. I mean, same. And
He just
by the way, I had his haircut for
yeah,
for
the
most of the
stuff
early
on him.
2000s. But yeah, he Princess Fiona freaked everyone out because she looked so realistic. Even if you look at Shrek now, I think for an animation, I feel like she still looks very realistic. But I guess they did it enough to make her look, I guess, human enough where people can take it. But whatever the earliest renderings of Fiona was, people freaked out. There's accounts of people being in the actual test group and crying because they were
Mhm.
terrified of Fiona when she came on screen. And the crazy thing is that the
Damn.
test group was full of children.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause they're
So they
expecting a cartoon, right? And then like, what is this shit? It's like real or not.
they said that her skin was really shiny, which to me doesn't seem like that would be, realistic, but they said that her skin was shiny and they said she had very lifelike movements.
Well, we're all looking for that shiny Korean skin right now anyway. So
Right,
I
exactly,
mean, come
exactly.
on. Fiona the shit out of me. I made
Right.
myself a normal girl.
So yeah, so DreamWorks, the folks over at DreamWorks took all of that into consideration. I mean, they had to. You walk into your focus group and folks are in there crying, right? So they went in and they made her more cartoony, and that's how we got the Shrek that we love today. They tried to make her more cartoony so that it wouldn't freak everyone out. But yeah, they were saying Fiona was a skinwalker girl. Yeah, girl, Fiona was a skinwalker. It was like she was coming for your soul in your sleep, girl. Like
My God.
she was gonna get you.
She was gonna get us. She was gonna get us
Fiona was
for
a
sure.
killer. Yeah, yeah.
She's a runner. She's a track star. So, you know, oh my gosh, you have hit them on the nail on the head on those particular ones. And that makes me start thinking about things like Avatar, right? The way that they move and their facial features, even though they're blue, it kind of just really looks very realistic. And I'm not sure if there were any human uh parts of that were not that were cartoonized as well or digitized. Because
Hmm.
I think they're real humans, then they were interacting with the
Yeah,
CGI assuming,
yeah.
but all that is just like we're just like one step away from what is real and what's not. Well, first of all, again, the deep fakes itself are scary, right?
Mm,
Everyone is getting frauded at this time now, getting calls and videos of their grandchildren asking for help and
yes,
uh, sounding like them, looking like them. It's just crazy. How do you even now that's uncanny. That's crazy.
that's
Now if we can
uncanny.
do that, how far else can we go, right?
True, but my thing is, my question is why? Why does everything have to look so damn realistic? If I'm going to the movies and I'm watching a children's movie, I know that there's gonna, and I know it's animated. Then why does it need to look so real? I know I'm watching an animation. That's just like mannequins, right? Mannequins are crossing over to the uncanny valley. Have you been in H&M? Those mannequins got cheekbones and abs and lace front wigs. Why? What is the point of that?
You know what's funny is I just went to the North Las Vegas
Yeah,
swap meet,
yeah,
and those mannequins, their
girl,
BBLs and their
girl.
breasts just didn't even make sense. I'm like, what? And the kids, I'm trying
You'd
to
be
like
like,
block their face, like this is just pornographic a little bit. But then I started, that is kind of cute though. That's a cute little pair of pants. But yeah, they're
no.
crazy.
I
I
feel
guess.
like those mannequins are trying to fool us, and I'm in there like this, like back your ass up, like one more step, I'm about to swing on your ass. You ain't fooling me. I know Gertrude. I know your ass is a real. Remember the kid in Paris that was selling his, he said Balenciaga or somebody was selling his stuff and then he turned into a
Yes,
mannequin at the store. Like it's just, it's weird. It creeps me out. It's weird. It's uncanny. I don't like it.
don't like it either. So again, I don't know the fandom around that. I don't know how
Yeah.
big it is. Obviously, it is because anything that's like CGI, high techy, things like that. People are really against for it. Maybe I'm just old
Yeah.
school. Maybe we're just old school. We just like it, like think a little bit more. We like things a little more fake. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I just don't see the point. I don't see the point of going to a children's movie and needing it to be hyper realistic when I'm going, no, I'm going to watch an animation. Bugs Bunny looks like Bugs Bunny. He doesn't need to look like a real ass bunny in my yard. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't
Hmm.
understand. Keep it how it goes because when you cross over to that uncanny, think about all the money that they have to spend when they go to these test audience and the test audience are in there crying and vomiting and falling out and farting and shit because they're scared when you
Yeah,
could have just kept it like a cartoon and you don't have to go back to the drawing board and redo all and do all this. The point
yeah,
of it is that humans don't like to be tricked.
right.
Well, it ain't tricking if you got it. I do like that type of tricking, but I
I
mean,
can see
if
here.
you, I don't want to be tricked into thinking that you're a human when you're a humazoid. Uh-uh.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
So you watched? Have you watched the live action Stitch, Lilo and Stitch?
No.
Okay, I
And I
just
will
watched
not
that.
watch it.
Well, Only reason why I just watched it with my 22-year-old daughter because that was our movies we watched when she was younger. That was something that we always watched together, all the cartoons and things like that. Now the live action, of course, you can't keep a 2D character walking around on the camera with actual real people. So they had to really make him more like lifelike, and he really did. They brought him the the 2D version into this real life, like you could see like the sweat on the hairs and
Mm.
it just looked crazy. But he was clearly an alien, so it wasn't a human. If I were to see a change, they started instead of replacing the actual actors with humans like that, I would not have watched it. That would have been some weird shit for me.
Um,
Like, I would have. That's where I crossed the line. Now, little furry animals and things like that, because
yeah,
or a giraffe that speaks. I get it.
yeah,
I get it how you're doing it. But if you
yeah,
already
yeah,
have a
yeah.
human who can do it, then why put a human in there, you know? So it's just weird.
Right.
Yeah. Pretty,
And keep our robots like R2D2 when we were beep bop boop boop boop. Remember R2D2? Like that's okay. He used to look like a little vacuum cleaner. Remember the little old school vacuum cleaners that were oval like that?
yes,
That's what he used to
yes,
look
yes.
like. That's
Hmm.
good. I can do that. But
It's
then if you
good.
start giving it teeth and shit, I'm gonna
Yeah.
start Googling how to kill that mother effer. I'm gonna start Googling how do
Yeah.
I kill him? Where can I get holy water? He's here to harm me and my family. Like I don't want it.
Wakes up at night and he's in the corner and all you see is his eye just looking at me. Oh,
Uh-uh.
hell
Uh
no.
uh-uh.
Hell.
I don't like it. That uncanny valley is weird. So
Yeah,
anyway,
we
so
already have a lot of like AI helping us right now with every single Alexa, Google, or
yeah,
whatever you're using, constantly listening to us. I said, but now if my Nest gets up and tries to kill me, then I might have a problem, right? But I feel that I'm safe with that because it's an
yeah,
inanimate object. It can hear me and give me information from the web, but it can't
right,
physically harm me.
right,
To
right,
my
right.
knowledge. To my
To your
knowledge, right?
knowledge. But
Mhm.
I don't even want to say her name because she's gonna start talking. And even that freaks me out a little bit, just a tad. Because remember when A first came out, I keep looking over there because I'm thinking she's gonna light up because I'm talking about her. When she first came out, she had a very not robotic voice, but a voice that you knew was like a commercial type of. It wasn't any type of voice that you would ever converse with in real life, right?
Mhm.
Now, I've changed her voice to what they call friendly guy number 1, which is a straight up like urban black male.
Prefer friendly guy number 7, but that's, to each his own, you know?
I mean, you could change him to have British accent. Anyways, he's friendly guy number 1. And I changed him
Okay.
to that because I like the tone of his voice. It sounds like someone that I know, someone that could be in my family. But I don't like when it laughs. I don't want it to laugh. It freaks me out. I'm like, "What?" When it starts doing human-like things, it scares me. I'm like, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Why did you think that was funny? AI, why did you think that was funny? Yeah.
Alexa, can you laugh, please? Did you hear him sounding like his name Jerome and shit? Did you hear him?
But do you know, if you mix our I don't know what episode we were, episode 3 about AI boyfriends,
Yeah,
along with this humanoid robotic I mean, I
scary.
I see that happening. I know that there is a community out there that is looking for companionship and is looking in the market for these types of things. But just scares me is that now that they're producing these types of things in mass quantities, that
Mhm.
someone has a master switch in them and decides
Mm.
to create an army. And I'm not
Mm.
talking BTS or Taylor Swift army. I'm not talking about the Beehive. I'm talking about a army of Terminator 2s, 3s, 4s, and 12s, and they are not going to stop. So that's right there is
Girl.
scary.
Like I said, I'm someone that likes robots, but I like robots the way that robots are intended to be, looking like robots. Not homeboy Jerome over here. I didn't need all that. So, we're here in the Bay Area. We're all about tech. The healthcare industry, you'll have these laser surgeries that they use a robotic arm to do the surgery. Okay, that's great. It's just the arm. But what if there's like a power surge? If there's an earthquake? If there's anything, and then I'm caught under this superhuman strength? you're choking me the hell out now because you've glitched. You know what I mean? That type of
Mhm.
stuff. It's just it's all too much. I always say, "What a time to be alive," but I also say, "What a time to be alive." You know?
So all of those movies that we always watched in the 80s and the 90s and what they think the 2000s were going to
The
be, right?
future look
Oh,
like.
we're going to
Yeah.
die in Y2K and how things were going to be. We're supposed to be flying right now in planes. I mean, in little pod shuttles, and then we're
Flying
actually,
cars.
actually, the world is in disarray. It is all ruined, and we all stay in our homes in a pod, and we sit there with meta glasses on, and we live our lives that way. And then we get scored by certain points that are given. So when you're given a dislike in public, you actually drop down in points. And when you lose certain amount of points, then you lose certain privileges because you don't have enough points to do that. That's very Black Mirror. That was
I'm
really
like
Black Mirror. That's how
I'm
one of the
like, "Bitch,
episodes was like.
did you just write a future utopian novel?"
But yeah, right. No, I mean that's almost every futuristic movie that I've seen. Ready
Yeah.
Player One, things like that. But Black Mirror did actually have an episode like that where like she's out in public and she's having a bad day and she goes off on the airplane stewardess person or the person checking her in and she's like, "Ma'am, if you don't lower your voice, okay, we're gonna have to do that 30 points." She's like, "No," but she was already at like the brink of. And when she gets to a certain point, I think they just like they shun you, like the community shuns you because you're just kind of like broke in the sense of you're not the popularity or points like that. And if you do something kind and people like you, then you can raise up points, and that's how you can get, you can go shopping and get things. It's it, you got to watch it. Black
That's
Mirror. Anybody who watched Black Mirror,
actually that's actually not a bad idea. Maybe they'll make people behave a little better when they go out into society.
now
Because the fact that people are so off the hook that we have invented a name and a character, a Karen, because it's so prevalent and frequent that maybe that's not a bad idea. People like
now
me,
uh
I care very much about my rating. I care very much about my Uber rating, about my Facebook Marketplace rating. I care very much about those things. So maybe that would make people act right, maybe. I don't
I'm
know.
gonna look it up, but I think there is some type of system that's in a different country that people are kind of basing it off of. My understanding was either China or Japan, something like that is kind of in play in certain places. But I'm gonna look. Maybe it was just something that I just came across on TikTok while scrolling during my menopausal insomnia at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I might have confabulated it with some misremembering. See how I tied that into the last episode? And just included that.
Confabulate. No more
So
lucky Irishmen for you.
it's making me sweat. Sweat!
Oh, I think you said it's making me sweat. I was like, whoa,
The
that
music takes
drink is
control.
powerful.
Let the rhythm move you. But no, this is good. It's good, but it's like the funny thing is like it's an Irish cream, but it has a little. It's so creamy. It kind of gives you like of a desserty, almost like a chocolatey vibe. Like I'm thinking I'm drinking something with chocolate. So that's why I
Like
think
us.
either with hot chocolate or coffee, that Irish cream obviously is going to be off the hook. But uh, this isn't bad.
I'm
Not
still
bad at all.
scared to try it because it has dairy in it. I just don't feel like I, as a person on a planet with people that I care and love, that I should be drinking anything that has dairy and alcohol in it. And oh my God, you're right about the Habiki. Like I'm really feeling this right now,
I,
and I don't.
I suppose you. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I know that this is giving me top fingers. You, hey you, hey you. I don't know you, but there you are. I know it. So
Okay, so that was the Uncanny Valley. If you guys know of some other Uncanny Valley things that I've missed, let us know. Send us an email
comment
at
down below because this is our YouTube. Comment down below and don't forget to like and subscribe.
let us know what else is it pops up in the Uncanny Valley. And also, Like, what freaks you out?
So next week for
Okay.
me, I'm gonna
Mhm.
be doing um scary stories with JVB, but these are actually gonna be real true crime stories that I've been looking up. So I hope you guys make sure to grab a blanket, grab your favorite drink, maybe a hot toddy, a hot coffee, maybe a hot cocoa,
Our
and
lucky
bundle up,
black girl.
ain't that lucky black girl. And we are gonna have a great time next week as well, just as we did this week. Please make sure to like and share with all your friends. Thanks
Yeah.
so much for watching.
Yes, thank you. It was such a good time. I had a great time. Thanks for watching.
I can tell by your eyes you had a great time. So, so with that said, I love you, Kay.
I love you, Jay. I don't have anything to cheers because I drank it also. Clink, 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 clink.